I'm calling it, like, practically everything on this list is just gonna be everything that I stated in my last video. Less tolerance to coal. Ooh. What is up, everybody? My name is George and welcome back to another one of my videos. So I was just browsing through my list of uploads. I realized that you guys, for some reason, liked my first upload that I have ever made to this channel, which is basically the pros and cons of being skinny. So I thought to myself, why not just make a part 2 to the video? So let's be honest, I've already talked about everything possible when it comes to being skinny, you know, pros and cons, you know, everything in the whole spectrum that affected me, and I can't think of anything off of the top of my head. So I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go on the internet and see if I can find websites that could further elaborate the struggles of being thin. Let's see if we can find something here. You know, before going on this website, you know, my first guess would be that everything that I listed in my previous video would practically be on this page. Which, again, in the last video, I practically said all of those things off of the top of my head, you know, experiences of mine. Okay, here we go. Skinny people, what are advantages and disadvantages? Okay, so here it says differences between fat and skinny. 1 in 3 adults and 1 in 6 boys are obese. In the United States, overweight people do not manage to lose weight and become skinny, even though a study by the American Diabetic Association has showed that 38% recognize that they should eat better, but that makes one person thin and the other overweight. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna skip all of this. Honestly, I'm just here for the pros and cons. Okay, so here it says, why is it good to be thin? I'm calling it, like, practically everything on this list is just gonna be everything that I stated in my last videos. Why is it so good to be thin? Because it prevents certain diseases, so it is good for your health. It is good to be thin because you can buy any clothes and you will see many advantages of being man and woman skinny. Well, since you can wear your clothes without any problem. See, this is where it contradicts my last video. Clothes were definitely a problem. Majority of the time, you can't even find anything to wear. Do not worry about putting on since you have all kinds of clothes. He has no difficulty exercising. I mean, that's kind of true. It is better curves, so it presumes its body. I don't understand. You can eat everything without restricting yourself from any and do it again. Do not gain weight. Which is completely true, and I did state this in my last video. You know, you could eat anything you wanted and don't have to suffer like repercussions when it comes to gaining weight and things like that. You can wear a bikini on the beach. Goes for like skinny women and stuff. If she is thin in her wedding, the groom can carry it without a problem. Why are you referring to a lady as an it? Yeah, which is very true. It feels good with your thin body. They do not bully you, which is, I don't know, that could be either false or true because, I mean, it's mixed. Sometimes you do get like a hard time for being thinner, but other times it's like the complete opposite. It's gonna be thin because you can put on clothes for your husband. What? She is more attractive person of the opposite gender. Yet again, a lot of people around me prefer like women who are more, you know, on the bigger side of things, if you would say. You can admire it in the mirror without any complex. Again, I don't understand. I mean, like, most of this stuff is like true, but some of this is also like opinion based. And, you know, as I said, most of this I already stated in my last video, which I guess most of these problems are like common amongst people who are thinner and, you know, so many different. As I said, I'm skipping a lot of this because it's just... Okay, disadvantages of being thin. Among the main disadvantages of being thin, people usually have less strength than those who are fatter. What do you mean we're less strong? I mean, that kinda is... That's understandable. That's kind of like the reason why I even picked up exercising in the first place, because, you know, I was very tired of just looking the same every single day. You know, I got sick of it. Risk of disease. People with very low weight usually suffer anemia, fainting, malnutrition. Wait, are you talking about the ones that actually don't eat because that would be true, but the ones who practically eat too much don't really have to worry about any of this. Buy clothes. Sometimes small people of small size have to buy clothes and footwear in the children's section. Yet again, quite true for some of us. Being too thin can have a negative impact on a woman's reproductive capacity. I think that's true because yeah, that's pretty much accurate. Osteoporosis. Thin adults and especially women often suffer from osteoporosis since the thin bones break easily. Wow, didn't know that. Less tolerance to cold. Ooh. Generally have a lower tolerance to cold than people with greater weight, as body fat helps to maintain body temperature, which is very true. Well, I guess like that's practically all off of this website when it comes to disadvantages and advantages of being thin. But as I said, you know, a lot of this stuff I've already mentioned in my other video off of the top of my head. You know, the many disadvantages and advantages of being thin, you know, although I only covered like 5 of each, but there's quite a few of them. Anybody who's watching and they're skinny, comment down below, like, what's the struggle for you? Like, what's a problem that you have being skinny? Or even if you're not skinny, you know, name a problem that you have, whether it is when you're buying clothes, or you constantly have to be on a diet, or, you know, an advantage, a disadvantage, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've already practically stated all of mine in my last video. So I guess that's just gonna be it for this video. If you have any video suggestions, comment them down below, and comment your favorite color. I want to know my favorite color. But I don't really have a favorite color. I think it would have to be either blue or green, and when I can't decide, it would be like cyan. I love like a mixture between blue and green.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
In the future, I'll be doing, you know, I guess a bunch of other crazy stuff, so I guess you can look out for that. And maybe start even uploading twice a week, depending on how I manage everything, because making videos, it's a lot harder than you'd think. For example, a 7-minute video that I would upload would be coming from a raw video file, which would be roughly 25 minutes or so. And then I have to spend like anywhere from like 12 to 15 hours editing that same video, if not more. Although, you know, I take breaks obviously, and there's Photoshop, there's just so many little elements to it, but you know, I think I could manage to upload twice a week once I put in the time. So again, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new, hit that like button if you haven't already. All the support that I get really helps. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.
Putting both hands over my mouth, I can only hope nothing's gonna come out, but there it is, on the tip of my tongue. I think you're the one. Putting both hands over my mouth, I can only hope nothing's gonna come out, but there it is, on the tip of my tongue. I think you're the one.